So the Tower Project is a musical piece by Devin Nguyen, and he created this as a graphic score, but in a three-dimensional sculptural way, right? So he's using kind of what he learned as an architect, as an architecture student, in a way to represent musical forms.
The idea that the audience, viewer, listener, and performer are all engaged with the three-dimensional score at the same time. So the experience is beyond just the musical concert setting or an installation that you would see in a gallery setting. It's somewhere in between those two kinds of venues. And I guess I've been exploring that relationship in most of my work over 35, 40 years now. The Tower Project, it's a series of stacked square surfaces with open square center. So it's very transparent in that sense. And yet the surfaces are very opaque, and they contain a series of very symmetrical and asymmetrical shapes that incorporate musical notation that can be used for improvisation. There's absolutely no instructions, so it's probably as close as anything I've done yet to what I am coming to call performance architecture.
The Tower Project to me is a very interesting 3D graphic scoring project. Graphic scoring was this thing that, sort of arose out of the Fluxus movement. So I feel like this is an extension of that avant-garde movement, and I think David does a really great job of that, infusing his background in architecture with his love of sound. It's interesting to, try to interpret something that has so many meanings through, using the I Ching as part of it, and also having these like Kandinsky-like visuals around it. And it's just beautiful to look at by itself. So I think that combination of having a really interesting visual aesthetic combined with an auditory experience just amplifies the whole thing.
The way I got involved was the College of Arts and Sciences offered a grant to faculty within the college to utilize the new Schoenecker Center resources. And so in this process, we have involved students in the emerging media department, students in the music department, and faculty in both of those departments. And we're utilizing the recording studio in the building, the brand new facility that we have that's a beautiful recording studio. One of my goals as a professor is to have students think creatively and try to think like artists do, right? And as well as all of the sort of mission statement that we have here at St. Thomas, I kind of have added to that mission where I want students to think creatively, act playfully, and really try to experiment and kind of understand things beyond sort of the traditional sort of ways of doing things. There's nothing wrong with it. This isn't a rebellion against traditional means of creating music or creating art, right? It is just another layer. And I really want students to understand that it's traditional ways of doing things are good, but diverging from these traditional ways and experimenting and trying to find your own voice is also important.
It's about understanding your instrument, understanding the strange things you can do outside of what your instrument is supposed to do, and then giving yourself to the rest of the players, basically, because you can't plan it.
What I hear most is initially it's very intriguing, and I like that about it. The intrigue of exactly what is it? Is it a visual piece of sculpture? How does it relate to a particular sound at any particular point made by any particular player? I mean, that's very difficult. It's a lot easier to make those kinds of connections in more conventionally scored works. So it's very engaging in that there's never an exact same performance that's anticipated.
With this grant, I thought, it'd be really great to bring in a composer like David who could expose the college to something, as unique and as this. And he has such a great kind of positive energy, and every moment that he has spent with students since he's been on this residency here at St. Thomas, students have just been thrilled to talk to him and kind of get to know him and get an understanding of his work. So I would say, just my goal for this whole project was really to kind of give David this opportunity, but especially give, sort of students and faculty here at St. Thomas the opportunity to kind of, hear what he's doing, so.
Being able to collaborate with students in a way that feels so much more genuine to me was amazing.
The overall experience of my residency, along with working with students, was very rewarding to me.